Welcome to Single Tree Nation. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the host and owner of Single Tree Woodfire Barbecue. We are here to build community through undeniable hospitality, storytelling, and the perfect plate of barbecue.
There you go. Welcome back, everybody. It is Single Tree Nation. I'm not your man, Charlie. He is MIA this week. Now we know where he is, but he's not here. But in studio, we do have Boro Bagels, Patrick and Kimberly. Right? How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Excellent. This is a laid-back show, so don't get worked up. If you take your belt off, do your thing, it's fine. We're good. So anyway, I have driven past y'all's place numerous times. It's dark every time I go past it because of my time availability. Mm-hmm. So, but give me y'all's background. I'm obviously gonna have to go in on Saturdays, what I'm going to do, but give me y'all's background, give me the story, and we'll go from there.
You want to go? You're looking at me.
I'm looking at you.
Well, it all started because we've got a son that was wanting to go to college in North Carolina at UNC, and he came to us one day and he said, "Hey, so if I move for college, would you guys move?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. That's by the beach, right?"
Right.
He goes,
Yeah.
Yeah. I go, "Let's check it out." And she's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of my gig, And so we went to Wilmington, North Carolina, and kind of looked at it, fell in love with the city. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, "Well, what are we going to do?" And I go, "Well, there's cops here too, So
Right.
Yeah. I get a job.
And I researched businesses for sale.
Okay.
That's how that started. And we came across a bagel shop that was for sale. And we were checking into that, but we were also checking into a place that was more like a restaurant. And we actually were going to go towards the one.
Beach.
Yeah, closer to the
Right.
beach.
Okay.
And we actually were looking at that one as opposed to the bagel shop. But anyway, long story short, we obviously didn't move. And one day we were just driving in our car, and we were like, why don't we just do it here? Open something here. Mm-hmm. And the ideas just started flowing, and it was one thing after another. And we knew we wanted to offer something that we felt Murfreesboro needed, because we really don't have any bagel shops here.
Right.
I mean, Nashville does, but we don't have any here. So, and that's literally how it started.
So the bagel thing, there's not a background with y'all in bagels?
No, we don't have a great grandma.
Okay.
There is a love of bagels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sure, there has to be that.
Yeah.
But we weren't walking in New York one day and like, if we ever get the chance, we're doing a bagel store.
No,
All right.
We talked for years about, like after I retire or whatever, opening like a little diner, like a 50s type diner or something, just breakfast and lunch. And then, just kind of develop from there after that little trip to Wilmington. So
we're thinking about moving. We say no, but we're going to open a restaurant instead.
yeah.
Because y'all were bored.
Because that makes
right?
sense.
Yeah, that's so.
Perfect sense.
You start going through the ideas of bagels or whatever else it is. What makes you pick a location that's, and because my first thought is any food place, go to the big shopping areas of town. Why this area? Why that north end of town? Because I'll be honest, that's my end of town. So I see that end of town, I'm like, I'm glad something else came in. So, but why that area? Was it just opportunity? Like what hit you that way?
Again, we had doors just either closing or opening. So we were we kept looking at spaces, and either they were the long and narrow space, and we weren't overly excited about it. And we just kept looking. We were looking at another space actually off of Medical Center, and thought, this one would be good, but obviously that fell through.
Which is a good thing, because it
was
had
a
a lack
good
of
thing.
parking and
It would have been a
where
mess.
they have apartments back or condos or something, and then
It would have
shopping
been,
in front of it.
It would have been hard to get in and out. But then the place we're at now used to be a Jimmy John's.
Right.
So what was it? We saw there was a sign that said there was a lease, whatever. But it was actually wasn't it for the?
Well, when I looked it up,
space?
it didn't specify the space, and I'd looked at it because I'm thumbing through constantly.
Sure.
And it came up 3 or 4 times, and after I looked at it once and realized, and I kept telling her, I go, well, if it was Jimmy John's, I'd take that. And so every time I saw it after that, I just scrolled on past it, and literally probably 3-4 months went by of us looking. No, longer than that.
I don't remember.
It took a while. We looked at a lot of spaces, and some of it had to do with cost. I'm not going to pay,
sure,
$10,000 for a space.
Right.
It's like, especially, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And then some of the spaces were just like, oh my gosh, it's going to cost us $200,000 to remodel this place.
Right.
But after about 3-4 months of looking, I finally scrolled, and there it is again. I go, God, what space is it? And I clicked on it, and now there's more specifics on it, and it said former restaurant space. And I'm like, whoa, what's the number?
But we didn't really think we were going to get it, because
No,
we were
we
like,
didn't.
someone else is going to come
Sure.
in, or a chain, or, I'm like,
Because it's a big enough spot. Like, it
Yeah.
can accommodate a lot more. Yeah.
it had a patio, we're like,
Which is what we wanted.
yeah,
too.
we would literally, it was on our list. So we want a patio, we wanted a windows, we wanted a corner space. Like, we had all this in
Y'all
our
were trying to
head.
go on house hunters.
Wait,
And y'all
yeah,
didn't.
Like, we had all these things in our head, and we were about to settle for something else, but then the door opened,
Yeah.
and
And I literally got ahead of myself and called the broker of the space instead of our broker. And I said, hey, we really want that space. And then I go, I probably should have called Priscilla, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
So I texted her and I said, hey, I already texted the guy, I'm sorry, but we want this space.
They
And she
knew
goes,
each other
okay, I'm
anyway,
on it.
so.
Yeah, thank goodness they knew each other. So,
Good.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it all worked out. I mean,
yeah.
and our
Yeah, it
landlord,
definitely got
he's
there,
great,
so-
and he was just excited to have, something like what we were offering.
Right.
Yeah.
So you go into it as a non-bagel person, not anti-bagel, just
Right.
that's not my cup of tea, I guess. But
It will be.
We have bagel burgers.
so when I think bagel,
So you've had bad bagels.
I guess I've had the refrigerated one from Kroger. All right, so
there
right.
you go.
So, but the I'm gonna show my age here. When I think bagel, I think Seinfeld. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like no bagel. Like that. That's where I'm at with it. So, but that brings to mind New York bagels, right?
Right.
And if I hear New York bagel, like I know what New York pizza is.
Right.
What is a New York bagel? What's the style of bagel? Is it a style? Is it a differentiate based on XYZ?
Yeah.
So then now I'm going to ask you what kind of style or that y'all offer.
Right. So they're hand rolled and
Okay.
then kettle boiled, which that's the New York style. The kettle boil, and you don't leave it in very long before you bake it, but the kettle boil gives it a sheen
Okay.
and a crunch on the outside, leaving a little bit of a soft chew on the inside
Sure.
where it's it's chewable. And I've had some bagels where it's just like you're ripping.
It's a
it.
brick, right? Yeah.
it's a brick.
That's exactly what I think
And
of.
they're super dense, and I've had some New York bagels, quote unquote, that are super dense, and I've had some that are just like perfect, and I feel like
Yeah.
these are perfect. So
Okay. Right. Exactly.
for us, for what we're wanting to do, and plus, because it wasn't just the bagel and cream cheese, we're doing deli sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, we do burgers and chicken on a bagel, and so it had to be something soft enough to chew and
Right.
not tire your jaws out
Right.
before you finish.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so I was scrolling y'all's social media and I saw a breakfast sandwich of some sort. Let me tell you, like it drew me in right there. And I was like, okay, now I've got to go here. And I feel like, why do we do all these food places?
Yeah, I know.
Like, first of all, like my wallet needs a rest from what we're scheduling here. We had Bart's Bakery and
yeah.
Kitchen on a couple weeks ago, and like they just
Did you go?
my weekend didn't let me.
Oh,
But when I tell you I've driven by there 3 times.
Where is it? Where is
It's
it?
right on Vine Street. If you know where the mural is on
okay,
the
so
back
it's
of the
not-
square, they're like at the end of that row of stuff. It's on the back
try it.
corner. And I
See,
so
don't have to go there.
I haven't been in the the area or in the building, but I have been to the building. And
Drooling on the
right.
outside.
And I'm saving it to also go with my kids. Like at
That's
first
fair.
I was going to make the solo visit and I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't fair. So, but we had them on now. Then we always do food people for some reason. But anyhow, y'all's breakfast sandwich looked phenomenal. And so that was going to lead me to if you have styles, obviously you have toppings.
Right.
y'all's hours 6 to 2 tend to lend you to a brunch and breakfast kind of crowd. I'm assuming
So it's 6:30 to 2 on weekdays.
Okay.
And then 7 to 2 on weekends.
Okay.
We kind of felt just breakfast and lunch. We've talked about opening later on Fridays and Saturdays because we've had requests, but breakfast, lunch.
Does that start to drift in?
That's bagel time.
Yeah, right.
I feel like that's
Bagel time? Is that a sign?
Yeah.
That's bagel time. Like,
You're welcome.
We'll have it hanging next week.
Get that neon, man.
that's great.
Get that neon.
Is it? Do you start to drift into coffee shop hours if you go later, or is it purely just a desire for what you would offer? Do you have to change the menu a bunch if you're going to do that round? So
I don't think so, just because of the burgers and chicken sandwiches and deli sandwiches and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't think we.
And I did try this beer cheese with our salt pretzel. That was amazing.
she has hit.
Talk
Okay.
dirty to me.
Can you get that at 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
So that's
You can get anything on the menu any time of day. We have people coming in at 7 a.m. ordering burgers. So.
I really feel like I've shorted myself to never have had a good bagel then. I mean, like if that's
We've heard that too, where people
Shame
have come
on us.
in.
We should have brought you some. So
no,
I
that's
apologize.
because it's funny
Yeah, we didn't.
when I first saw Boro Bagel, my first thought was, how do you sell a Linder's bagel to everybody? Like, no, and
Linder's bagel.
because that's that refrigerated one that you get,
Right.
and they've got you whatever flavor you get, and it's even what's inside of it. It's super dense, like you said. You have to
Right.
microwave it forever. You hope it doesn't,
Yeah.
whatever. So it's that was my thought. Now I feel like I almost feel guilty because I stereotyped you guys for thinking, not knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but your social media is working because like I said, I saw that today, and I was like, or actually it was this weekend. And I was like, okay. So
What was it, like a bacon, egg, and cheese or something?
something like that. But it was whoever's doing y'all's photos, editing and whatever setups, they're nailing it because it drew me in. Like, I don't know.
Is that y'all?
Is that y'all?
Yeah, my
Well, hey, girl.
My wife and my son. Yeah.
You're killing it. All right. Y'all are doing fantastic there. So, since we brought up toppings or sandwiches, whatever, what's your go-to?
My go-to?
Yeah, your go-to.
So if it's breakfast, I bounce around, man, because it's like we have a pork roll, which is a northern thing, and I was stuck on that for a long time. But
Okay.
our bacon, there's no one in town that has our bacon. It's thick cut cherry wood bacon,
So
and
good.
it's thick. It's not these little skimpy
Right.
slices of bacon. It's thick slices of bacon. So I'm kind of stuck on that for breakfast. Outside of that, the Mad Max is one of my favorites, which is a burger with pimento cheese on it, and it's
And bacon.
jalapeno. Yeah, and bacon. And bacon. Yeah.
And bacon.
So we have
Can't go
bacon
wrong
on
with bacon.
No, which we have it on a lot of our sandwiches, but
It's good.
I'll have to leave.
It's real.
I'll have to leave my wife at home. She is not a bacon fan, and I was like, "How do you like not do bacon?" And
well, we have sausage.
well, she'll do
Sausage
fine with it.
burgers.
So she God, sausage burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thick. Yeah. Sausage, yeah.
Dirty.
Oh, man, I'm excited already. I may have to wake up early one day this week, so sooner rather than later. You're running. How long y'all been in business now?
We opened February 29th of this year.
Of this year. So we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary. We're starting to approach things.
Well, we won't have an anniversary for 3 more years.
Okay.
Because it was leap year.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah, 29th. Got you. All right. Well, when you choose to, all right.
We thought we'd be funny.
You celebrating on the 28th or March 1st?
midnight.
Okay.
Come on in at midnight.
That's right. So I had a friend that was born on leap year all through high school, and then we were always like, when do you celebrate? Because the month says
Yeah.
February, but the day after the 28th is technically what you should go by. So
Dude, you realize you're only 4, right?
she didn't think it was as funny as we did, so we gave her like a massively hard time about it. You've been in business now then what, 9, 10, 11 months, something like that.
Yeah.
What I'm assuming your biggest hurdle is employment, keeping people or
Well,
retaining people.
No.
No.
We've been really blessed with like the people that we've had work for us. I mean, we've had, some leave, of course,
sure.
and, but I will say like we just were really fortunate with all the people that we've had. I feel like we have a really tight team right now.
Yeah.
People that have been with us from the beginning. We have a couple new ones, but yeah, that hasn't been our biggest hurdle.
No.
I really thought it would be.
Well,
'cause I
next
was
question,
like,
what has been?
you know, what would you say? The cost of food.
Yeah, definitely. Because it keeps going up.
Yeah, Charlie will get behind that.
Yeah.
If you get
Yeah.
Charlie going, I don't remember his numbers, but a case of chicken has
It's just nuts.
it's ridiculous.
like skyrocketed is the only word I know.
You would think customers would understand like
They don't.
the cost, but I mean, obviously they don't. But I'm like, yeah, you know.
Like eggs, when we opened, so 9 months
Sure,
ago,
yeah.
25 cents an egg.
Okay.
Over the summer, they went up to 68
Sure.
cents an egg. We didn't change our price, but we weren't making any money off
Right.
of it either. They've since gone back down to what you say, 52
No,
or
they're
50.
still up.
Oh,
they went
sorry.
They went back up
There you go.
because of
So
some
it's
chicken
like-
virus. So,
So, yeah, struggling to kind of, we talk about raising prices just a little bit to kind of help fray that.
Right. Right.
But, then again,
you hate to do that too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I made a comment a few weeks ago. Every time I go in somewhere that I've either frequented or been to, and you see a new menu, you always like kind of because that means there's a price change, right? Like, and
Right.
Charlie made sure to bring up to me. He said, "Well, you have the cost of printing, so the first thing you're going to want to recoup is that."
Oh, yeah.
And then all of whatever your media is on the signage and stuff in the building. And so I've always just considered like it's got to be a big decision.
Right.
To go in and make that leap or make that jump just
Right.
because of those things. And so you can't just have a knee jerk every time you see a price
Right.
increase
It's gonna
somewhere.
fluctuate,
Right.
so.
Exactly. When you see those kinds of things as far as food costs and they go up, you think, okay, because at the grocery store it came back down. Yeah. And at the restaurant level, though, it doesn't. It
Right.
doesn't move as easily. I'll say that. How do you overcome that when it comes to, you're watching long-term stuff? Are you looking at, I don't want to say politics, but are you kind of watching the finances of things? Are you seeing
100%.
how the world affects you around you because you're going about that? How does that impact what you do day to day? Is part of that just let's not worry, but let's just continue to operate because we know what to do best? Or is it just kind of a cross your fingers and go make a bagel? What's,
I feel like
Sling
we try,
more bagels.
right.
I feel like we try not to really worry about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we've gotten this far, and I just feel like if we weren't meant to be doing it, we wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
So we just chug along
Right.
the best that we can.
And pray for customers.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Right.
we've been really good with our customers too. We get a lot of people that come back.
You get a lot of regulars?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
Lately, last couple
some new
months,
a lot of new
tons
people.
of new people.
Yeah.
Just finding out about it or
Yeah.
just moving to town.
Right. Right. Is there a seasonal thing for bagels? Like, is it a winter thing? Is it a summer thing? You just kind of ebb and flow as it goes?
I think it's an ebb and flow. We saw a dip over the summer.
Sure.
And I do think the MTSU crowd, when they're home for summer, I think that affected us a little bit. Then people are on vacations, and so I think that's partly the reason. And we were still staffed up like we were busy before June,
Right.
and all of a sudden we've got 8 people standing around on a.
It's like, on a set.
It's like,
So everything was clean, right?
yeah, it was super clean.
Gosh.
Who wants to go home first?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, there's always somebody that didn't want to come in that day. So at least
Right.
you let them go
Yep.
first.
And the blessing too is like, with the employees, like we were seriously talking because we had 20 or 21 employees initially.
At one point, yeah, we did. We had a
And-
lot. We used every single one.
We did. And we were talking, gosh, how do we spread the hours among these people? And there are some that, weren't really working out like the rest. And literally one by one, they were leaving us and we didn't have to do anything about it. And I don't
That
know,
feels like a
just-
blessing.
No, it
'Cause you don't wanna be the bad
100%.
guy.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
blessing.
'Cause again, they were, great people.
Yeah, we had an office. Well, we still do have an
Yeah,
awesome
we do,
staff,
yeah,
but
we do.
can't put our current ones down.
It wasn't.
No, I'm talking about me. No, but we've definitely been blessed in that aspect. So
She said that when the doors just start opening and closing, I've been a teacher for 13 years, and I came out of construction to do that.
did construction.
And so
Done a little bit.
I had talked with my boss at the time, and I was like, hey, I've got this interview. I let him know what was going on, and he understood. And I said, but I'm supposed to have this interview. I said, the challenge is I'm trying not to take any time off work because I'm still trying to pay bills, but I still want to be wherever. And I remember I was trying to make it across town in 30 minutes. Oh. And even 15 years ago, that seems ridiculous.
Right.
But the challenge was if I'd made it to the first stop, I had to make it to the second stop before the end of whatever to turn paperwork in or something like that. And I just thought, there's no way. But I'm going to get my best shot. If I take in there, I delay it a day or two, whatever it is. Murfreesboro may have opened up like the Red Sea. I drove everywhere I wanted to go. I got there with time to spare. I was like, what in the world's happening? And that's why I was like, I'm supposed to have this job.
Yeah, right.
And so it kind of, that's the first thing that came to mind when you said that. And I was like, my goodness. And now here I am, year 13. That's and there's sometimes I'm like, I remember I was supposed to have this job. Like, I have to hang on to that.
Because you could be back in construction.
Man. And, it's fun. My son is in construction and he loves it. He's actually he's in a cabinet shop and with some buddies of mine. And when I think back to those days, he comes home and he's tired and he's this and that, and he showed up and he's like, we installed cabinets all day, and like he's just worn out. And I'm like,
right.
I remember, like, I'm not physically tired today, but mentally I'm shot. Like
right.
So there's a difference there. So I definitely get that. So you go to Wilmington. What drew you to the bagels? Let me ask, did you ever have any restaurant experience before this?
No, I just was a general manager of an ice cream shop.
Okay, so
mine was ice cream.
Right.
So totally did the other thing.
And then, so how's that look to start moving ahead in something that you've never like?
Scary.
Yeah. Right.
But
sum it up for me, like that.
And both of us had previously worked in the restaurant industry.
Sure.
Serving, bartending, whatever. And it was just, I'm a researcher, so a lot of research. Mm-hmm. And when we thought bagels, it's like, okay, what equipment do I need for bagels? Even asked GPT, whatever it is. Yeah, even asked that, and I was going off that, and it was giving me suggestions on models and types of equipment. But months and months and months of researching.
Right.
And then we went on the bagel hunt to find the guy, and settled with what we feel like is the best choice for bagels. But it was a tough road, but we had fun along the way because when you come in our shop, you'll see like movie posters. Well, not really technically movie posters,
sure,
but like memes, I guess.
There you go. And
we did a play on words, like The Shining with Jack Nicholson. Mm-hmm. When he sticks his face through the door and he says, "Here's Johnny." Mm-hmm. Well, our poster says, "Here's Bagels." So we
have different stuff like that.
Yeah, so we came up with like 28 of those, and we just we thought it was funny.
Right.
We're like, well.
Yeah, we were in the car. We were like laughing at ourselves. We're like, we hope other people find this funny because it's
and that's one of those things. Like you don't know what carries over and what's business and advertising, and because I'm sure there's some hot shot out of somewhere, but that's not really the angle you want to go for. But to me, anything business related, whether it's restaurant or anything else, you have to enjoy it.
Right.
You have to have that passion there. You can't just, hey, we think this is will make fun or make money and be fun. Like, so you've got to be able to have that passion and go forward and be. And I mean, if y'all are open at 6:30, you're not showing up at 6:30. No. I mean, so that's
way early.
You're right. You've got something that's driving the force and I think about when Charlie, he's always talking about, he's at the smoker, he's building a fire at sometimes 3:34 a.m. And so, to prepare for the day.
Amazing food, by the way.
I'm going to tell on him since he's not here. He will never boast that hard about his food. He loves what he does, but he doesn't do a whole lot of this, that, or XYZ. So I am, where was I? I was somewhere recently this week and I went to Mayday and met some friends up there because they're closing down, kind of a big hoorah, whatever. And I actually had a former student recognize me. He's like, "Hey, no, are you with the restaurant?" I'm like, "No, just the podcast." And that starts this conversation with people coming over. Well, they're all telling me how much they like Charlie's food, and I was like, I'll tell him, but like it doesn't mean anything to me. Did you listen to the podcast? That's what I want to know. Like, I don't care if you went to the restaurant. That's not true. I do, but it's just like, yeah, okay. And Trent, you'll find this funny since we are talking about the podcast. This is not as much, y'all. I got in the car the other day and my wife's phone connected, and she had a podcast.
Let's go.
No, hang on. No, not our podcast.
Not our podcast.
All right, but she's not a podcast person, and I was like, "You listen to podcasts?" And she was doing some training and has some, she's in the dental world. And so she was doing some stuff and she's like, the music went out. So I just popped something in. I needed something just dull in the background. So she turned on this podcast and I was like, "That's the first podcast you went to?" She goes, "Well, it's the only one I know besides Joe Rogan." And I didn't want to listen to that. I said, "The only one you know, huh?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't know any other podcast." I was like, "Nothing comes to mind?" She's like, "No, not at all." And I'm like, "Are you serious right now?"
I do a podcast.
Never crossed her mind to listen to me. Like, I was like, "What are you doing?" So I can't even get plays from my own wife. So anyhow, that's she now listens to the podcast. So
I don't know.
God, like never even. I was like, it was me, Joe Rogan, and Blurry Creatures. That was it. And I was like, and
funny.
actually, I wasn't even the conversation. So anyhow,
Can't win them all. Man.
no, you can't win them all. Gosh, that's funny. I need to tell Charlie about that. We do a this or that, and it starts out with mac or beans. So you're going your perfect plate of barbecue. You get a side. Are you picking macaroni and cheese? Or are you picking the barbecue baked beans?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. That's. I think it's the easy fallback.
Yeah.
With Thanksgiving coming up, I feel like there needs to be criteria now for mac and cheese. Like it's getting too easy. So, but that one leads to something else. Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know. I do. Well, I get sucked into the reels on Instagram. So, I don't know. I like both.
I still don't know how to really get around Instagram, so.
Once you, I'm Instagram. Trent, what are you?
More Instagram.
More Instagram?
Yeah.
I find the content to be more relevant because I can see the picture and I tie with it and there I go.
Yeah.
And
My
because
knees teach me.
Not as much complaining and
there's right. And that's
Yeah, I feel
part
like
of the
that.
format
Yeah.
that you, it's hard to complain in picture.
Yeah.
Picture is usually a promotion or an excitement.
Yeah.
And if she'll teach you how to get around Instagram, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, or you'll get sucked in wating the reels, and all of a sudden you're 30 minutes in, and
Yeah. And then I'm like, what did I just watch?
right, or you're sharing it with all your friends, like this is dumb. So anyway, that's awesome. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck with my wife not even knowing that I had a podcast. Like here we are.
go there every week.
You complain
every
about
Wednesday.
it every Wednesday. You're leaving again? Yes, I am. Like
To
it's
my
just-
podcast.
Oh gosh. You got Christmas season coming up or holiday season. Do we roll out special bagels? Do we just are we trying to promo stuff there? Is that just go
We
for it?
usually change up our cream cheese because we make all our cream cheese and we make everything. But so we've been doing different flavors for our cream cheese. So like this month is apple pie, and then next month for December will be cranberry and orange,
Oh,
and then October was pumpkin pie.
I see what you did there.
The cranberry orange be my mom's thing. So she likes. Yeah, that'll be her thing. That's awesome. I like that you have to find a little niche there to change something up because you don't. I'm going to really show my ignorance to bagels here.
Don't do
Just say don't do it. I'm going to. Is cream cheese and bagel just like the standard
Yes,
thing?
man.
So we have 18 flavors
Of cream cheese.
well,
Yeah.
no, sorry.
Oh,
18,
bagels. Sorry,
18
not
flavors
cream
of,
cheese.
Okay.
flavors of
Whoa,
bagels.
okay.
12 flavors, 13 flavors
I've
of cream
lost
cheese.
count. I feel like we keep adding.
And then plus Bialys. So yeah, I mean, like you'll walk in for the first time, look at the menu, look at the bagels, and feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
But once you go there a few times, you'll know exactly what you like and what you want.
Okay.
And
Our staff is good at like giving suggestions or
they really are.
yeah.
But to answer your question, yes.
Yes. Sorry, we're not even answering your question. We're not even answering your
So
question.
everything is
Sorry, I'm sorry.
on a bagel. And I would say first timers, even though they might get a sandwich, they get a bagel and cream cheese.
Yeah.
Just to have that and test it out. So-
Okay. Okay. What's your go-to cream cheese now that I know that there's 12 flavors of that?
Mine's blueberry or chocolate chip.
Oh,
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
That sounds
And I
amazing.
keep trying to, I did a chocolate chip, but it was chocolate chip, just chocolate chip. And she did a chocolate chip, and
hers is better.
oh my God.
You didn't have to say it.
Yeah, I told her.
She was waiting on those. You see, she looked at him like, go ahead. Say it.
So, but I keep trying to say, babe, it's really chocolate chip.
Ooh.
But
It's like a chocolate chip cheesecake.
it is so
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Oh,
that
man.
sounds.
Yeah, but those are my two favorites. You?
It varies. Because sometimes I like our bacon scallion.
So you got the sweet and the savory.
Oh, yeah.
That's, gosh.
Yeah. And then the sweet one, I don't know. See, we have a pineapple and we have a jalapeno.
And maple cinnamon.
Yeah.
That's good.
That one's good.
I
Maple
don't know why.
cinnamon.
I shy away from plain.
I could tell. Yeah, you haven't mentioned plain yet,
Like
so that's
why? Yeah.
And I rarely eat the plain bagels.
right. I get.
What's your favorite bagel? Or
Jalapeno cheddar or pesto mozzarella. Ooh. Yeah. Or if I'm doing the blueberry cream cheese, I have to have it on a blueberry bagel.
okay.
Okay.
Blueberry.
So you just double up. Yeah, yeah.
So what's the burger one? Sorry, I got questions. For days.
I feel like you're on a website over there.
It's like looking at the picture.
What's the burger like?
Delicious.
Yeah.
So it's one of only two, I think, traceable meats. So like if somebody happened to get sick, which they won't, they literally could trace it back to the farm and the particular cow that it came from.
Oh wow.
It's like really see, and
It's
again,
a Black Angus. Yeah,
yeah, it's Black
Oh
Angus.
my gosh.
And we
Are you looking this up?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go.
yeah, and we hand press them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, our chicken and our burger. Well, we make it everything to order. So
Yeah.
Sometimes we make sure people are aware of that. So when they order, they're not like thinking it's McDonald's and they're
Right.
just gonna
Right.
grab and go. But
Man.
it's worth it.
but what?
it is.
Sorry, what all is on it?
Depends on what you get. So the Mad Max has the bacon and jalapeno.
No, pimento.
Well, it's jalapeno pimento cheese. And then we have a breakfast club, which is bacon, egg,
And
cheese.
burger?
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna get.
Then we have a build your own. You can
Oh my
put whatever
gosh.
you want to on it.
That's incredible. And
Then we
chicken
are-
the same way, kind of.
Yeah, our chicken, we have a Some Like It Hot, which is
Like
it
a
has
buffalo.
hot honey on there with the sweet and spicy rub that we make in house. And
Dude, we
one's
gotta
really-
go,
That's
Derry.
one of my favorites.
We
I
do
like
have
that
to
one.
go because I just decided to jump on Instagram here.
Get off your phone.
Whatever.
This is market research.
I'm telling you, like this is my goodness.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. I
Thanks.
like this is the My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, that's our Reuben.
Stop it.
I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold. I'm a sucker for a Reuben. I know where I had my best Reuben, and I know where I had my worst Reuben. They both happen to be Gatlinburg, Tennessee. This right here is like, oh my goodness. It was yeah, you're all familiar with Gatlinburg?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got the Ober, up there at the top.
Uh-huh.
They had a hole in the wall place up there serving Reubens over the counter. And I was like, we'll try the Reuben. I'm probably just now digesting that meat. It was tough as leather. I'm telling it was awful.
Oh, that's terrible.
Flip side of that, if you go into the village, it's no longer there. I was just there this summer and I asked and they were like, no, the gentleman passed away and the wife chose to discontinue the business. But if you go in the back corner of the village where the donut place is, just to the right of it in the top, literally you go in, they had a counter, they had a kitchen. The whole restaurant may have been as big as this room. I mean, including both tables, like that was it.
It was like best.
And that Reuben, was just I'm
Number
out
one.
of this world. It
Number
was
one all
insane. And so now that I see this, I love the name. My cousin Vinny. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, all our things are movie based.
oh, was that the okay?
Yeah, that's
see,
the
now
thing.
we're
Our
getting
whole-
somewhere.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Our whole menu is movie based.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start dropping by and putting in recommendations. So,
We just wanted it to be fun, but you know.
well, that's what it's supposed to be. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. All right, I gotta get off y'all's Instagram. I'm gonna sit here and lose my mind.
Drool.
So you're right, exactly, drool. That's awesome, guys. Like, so you anything big for 1 year anniversary coming up? Do you even think about that
Haven't
now?
thought that
Is
Haven't thought that far ahead.
okay? Get through New Year's
Start-
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need
Right.
to start.
Yeah, we're trying to get catering up and going.
Okay.
That's been a slow process just because just busy.
But that's hard.
I get weekends there and she's there Monday through Friday, so it's just trying to coordinate things. But
Yeah.
we're trying to get a little push on some catering stuff through the holidays and
We're gonna be making bagel chips.
yeah.
That'll be good.
What is that?
Bagel chips? Mm-hmm. It's like a pita chip, but it's made with bagels.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
Take a bagel and thinly slice it and bake it with seasoning.
With seasoning.
I'm thinking like a nice cheese ball, like that would. Just,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we have like our chicken salad. We make our chicken salad, tuna salad, and pimento cheese. So it'd be good to dip.
The pimento cheese. I'm a sucker for pimento cheese.
Oh, I love
That's awesome. I had a question. It just left my mind. I'm so not used to doing this for on the fly. So
You're doing a
anyway.
great job, Derry. Good
No,
job,
I'm not.
man.
I need
Yes,
Charlie.
you are.
I didn't realize how much of a sidekick that I am until you put me on this side of the table.
You can be Batman, man.
No,
be
oh
Batman.
gosh, Robin was never Batman. There's no way.
He had to step up every now and then.
Well, I've stepped up, and this is my one time for the year. I'm done. So
You're doing a good job, man.
anyway, that's all good. So the catering side of things, as you start venturing down that road, you said she's Monday through Friday. You're the weekends. If you add in catering, where does that take the work-life balance? Like, as far as, you still want to make sure we got family. We still got to keep the restaurant running. Son's obviously all the way at college. He's the one that started all this. Like, so y'all give him enough credit for that? Has he got a name anywhere? Because, he was the one that kind of jerked y'all into this. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and when we decided we were going to do it, he's like, "It's going to happen this year." I'm like,
I know it's like they didn't believe us.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like-
okay.
yeah, sure, right, Dad.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So, but that balance, where does that, the work-life balance, does that play into those hours where you think about, hey, 2:00's a good cutoff time? Or is that
Yeah.
kind of the, still be able to mold that stuff together?
Well, I think initially we thought 2:00. Hey, it's great. We got plenty of time in the afternoon to go take a hike if we want to during the summer, or do this or do that. And it, generally speaking, like we get out of there at 3.
We're tired.
We're tired. I go home and crash. And it's like
Right.
because I work 7 days a week, so it's
Right.
like so there's I don't know. We got to take a vacation,
You
Yeah,
do.
at least a
The-
weekend.
Yeah, but the
Something.
catering, even if we had like events in the evening, we've done some events already, so it's just us delivering it to them, and then they
Right.
take it from there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then
And my son works for us, family business.
Right.
So, and he's had some catering experience, and so we're kind of all trying to put our heads together to see how it's going to function.
get
That's
the wheels
awesome.
going.
That's awesome. Where can everybody find you at? I'm sitting here talking about Instagram. I know what it is, obviously, but where can everybody find you on socials, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else?
Yep. So Facebook, it's I think they're both. It's Boro Bagel Tennessee for Instagram and Facebook, and then our website is borobagelshop.com.
Okay.
And before you ask, 'cause this might have been your question, I just thought of it for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Appreciate it.
But so we've had people ask us because we say Boro Bagel Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a chain? No, it's not. We had to put the Tennessee on it because we thought of the name, researched it, didn't see another one. Then all of a sudden, before we opened, 2 of them popped up, one in Georgia and one in
Massachusetts. I was just like, what are the odds?
Both Boro Bagel. So it's like, our claim was
So
like,
you're telling me that within a few weeks of opening, or however short the time window is, you went from no Boro Bagels to multiple Boro Bagels.
Well, it was probably a 9-month period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But I don't think the one even worked. Like, they're not even a business. but they still have the name for
Sure.
the page or whatever. But
Boro Bagel guy. People. Well, I like that you're in Tennessee, and that's a good claim to it. So fantastic for you guys. I typically close the show with a Friday feel good. And so that's just one of those things where I'm going to step into it, and then Charlie would usually do his whole rundown of where to contact him. And I'm not sure what his phone number is off the top of my head because it's saved in my phone. So I do know it's Single Tree BBQ, no matter what social you're on, the website, YouTube, all of them. And if you need to find out his phone number, go to a previous show. It's on there. But there you go. But
Nailed it.
But your Friday feel good, guys, is you've got to make sure that you're doing your best for you. And don't let little hurdles step in the way. I know this seems redundant. In the past few weeks, it seems like I'm sharing a lot of that. You've got to put one foot in front of the other. Keep going, even when you feel like the world's stacking against you. Make sure you're taking care of your part. Get to that next step, and then you'll watch everything open up in front of you. Really proud of all you guys that do your thing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Go see Boro Bagel, Boro Bagel TN. You may even see me there because I'm going this weekend. So excellent. Appreciate it, guys. Y'all be good.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, leave us a 5-star review and come see us at the restaurant.